The champions! Champions League is back. Hopefully in a few years we can say the champions whilst Roma's playing in it. But smash the like button if you think PSG will beat Real Madrid in France tonight. And smash the like button because I think this is big news. I think we've already said that a big factor of next season will be the transfer market, which Roma will perform, which Thiago Pinto, Mourinho and the Friedkins will perform this summer. And I think we can get a taster of what next season will be like just by looking at what Roma performs in the transfer market. I can't stress enough how much the transfer market this summer is just fundamental for next season to be a success. Because if we just waste the money once again on players which, by the way, we don't really need, like Shomurodov, we don't need Shomurodov. So we need to start avoiding wasting money. We need to start spending real money, big amounts of money. Yes, I know we can't afford to spend millions and millions and millions and millions of euros, but that also does not mean to spend useless, pounds on useless players. We need to I think Thiago Pinto needs to really work hard this summer, because I think he acknowledges himself that it's just the transfer market this summer is fundamental, and we'll be talking about the transfer market not only this summer but also in these days, because we have got important news. Now the Friedkins haven't publicly announced this, but there are Sky Sports and Fabrizio Romano both say that the Friedkins are ready to invest £100 million into Roma, for this summer for the transfer market, which is big news. Because for $100 million, dollars, I do think a lot can be made. And Fabrizio Romano, Sky Sports, reliable sources are saying that the Friedkins this summer will give Roma $100 million. Now, I really think there's levels to this, because it's obviously great news. I do think a big reason of this is because the fans are expecting more, not in a sense that the fans are expecting more, oh yeah, we have the Friedkins, let's buy Mbappe. That's not necessarily what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the fans expect more when it comes to talking about Roma. Because one of the things which the Friedkins have totally, I think, never done since they became managers is to actually speak. And I'm not sure if they lost their words, I'm not sure if they become illiterate or something, but they never spoke. And I can't even remember them saying why they bought Roma, to be honest with you. So, something which the fans expect more of from the Friedkins is not necessarily buying good players, but it's actually admitting that we're in a bad situation. Because what the Friedkins are doing here is they're the owners of this club, right? But they're putting all the responsibilities on Thiago Pinto and Mourinho, so that if the fans get mad, they specifically target either Mourinho or either Thiago Pinto. And the Friedkins are kind of removing themselves from the chaos Roma is living. They need to step up one of these days and say something. Bloody speak. Because the fans need to know what's happening as well. And I can't stress enough how much they've never spoke since they become the owners. So I think, I think this is an action that the Friedkins have done in a way for the obviously for the club, but in a way to show the fans that behind the scenes they are present. Now this is massive news, because the Friedkins are ready, as I said before, to place $100 million on a plate for Thiago Pinto, Mourinho, and other directors, and to carefully choose the players you're gonna spend the money on. Carefully, Don't you dare waste these $100 million the Friedkins are going to give you. Now, there are players which will leave. As we always say, some players will be sacrificed. Very true. I can confirm you now that basically she is going to leave. It's not official. It's not confirmed. But why the hell would he stay? Veretout is one of the players which will need to try and sell, because they're gonna sell him for a very good price when it comes to Veretout. I thought someone was creeping behind me or something. I think he's a player which can be sold for a good price. Big clubs, big clubs like Everton. Veretout is a type of Everton guy, kind of Leeds guy. I think could spend a substantial amount of money on him. Like 30 million for Veretout, 35 million for Veretout, get him off right now. Out. You're off. Bye-bye. Great experience, but now you're off, the port. I think if Veretout's not going to be the only one, there are going to be other players which will leave. Obviously, the big question is Nicolo Zaniolo. Thiago Pinto is just an update on that. These next couple of weeks are very, 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 very decisive. I think in these next couple of weeks, towards March, I think is where we will actually get a definite response. Will Zaniolo stay? Will Zaniolo leave? If Zaniolo was to leave, if Veretout was to leave, if the Friedkins would put £100 million on the box, in a box, we can reach big, amounts of money. Now, I don't want that money to be spent on old players. I don't want that money to be spent on who the hell is that player type of guy. I want everyone wants this amount of money to be spent wisely. Because this is something which, over the course of this summer, apart from Tammy, Vina was a waste of money. Who else did we buy? Shomurodov was a waste of money. More than 60% of the players we bought this summer are garbage. We need to start spending money on players which can give a turn to this team. As you can see from your screen, there are 6 players which Mourinho is really asking the Friedkins and Thiago Pinto. Will all of these 6 players come? Impossible. Forget it. Mourinho and Thiago Pinto will need to pick wisely, and I think something clever to do is to buy a good player for every position. We definitely need a striker next year, because yes, Tammy is staying, but Tammy is a fragile player. If Tammy's injured, what happens? This is a doubt that we will be living with until the season ends. If Tammy gets injured now, I'm going to blame it on Thiago Pinto for selling Borja Mayoral. We definitely need a next striker. We definitely need a defensive midfielder if Oliveira... I think Oliveira is a big question. If Oliveira performs though, I think Roma will try and permanently buy him from Porto, but we need another one because we need someone to replace Veretout if he leaves. For example, we need defenders because the defense lately has been garbage. We need someone who can maybe take the position on Mkhitaryan, because he's coming towards the end of his career, and he's great. Don't get me wrong, he's in great form, but he might leave. He's a free agent this summer. If I'm not wrong, I might be wrong here. But if I'm not wrong, then he is coming towards the end of his career. So will Roma still invest in him? I'm not sure. We need a lot of positions to be replaced. The 6 players you can see from the screen are 6 players which Mourinho, Thiago Pinto, and the Friedkins as well are starting to talk about. And the players are Xhaka, obviously, Højbjerg in these last couple of hours, Kostic from Eintracht Frankfurt, Senesi from Feyenoord, Mavdidi from Montpellier, and Malinovsky, who's an absolute baller. He is an absolute baller of a player. If we can get Malinovsky, amazing. If we can get Malinovsky, I think Mkhitaryan will leave. Malinovsky is unbelievable. His left foot is magical. He knows this area. We are having a situation in which Mourinho needs confirmations. Mourinho needs to know if the Thiago Pinto is available, to satisfy his demands. Obviously, this doesn't mean, that Thiago Pinto will buy every single player he wants, because that won't happen. And this is something Mourinho knew from the very start since he joined a club like Roma. Mourinho doesn't expect, oh yeah, I want that guy, buy him that guy. Oh yeah, I want that guy, oh yeah, I want that guy, I want that guy as well. Mourinho came to Roma with that being in mind. I can't do that. Some of the players I ask for will happen. Some of the players I don't ask for will not happen. And this is a situation which will happen this summer. The most important thing to do, which I think, I can't stress this enough, is to not waste fucking money. Because if we start wasting money on unknown players who come from rotten leagues, who no one has ever heard of, then no. Then absolutely not. And, it's a delicate situation. We have got, if the Friedkins put these $100 million available for Roma, we have got a big amount of money, even more than last year, that's for sure. So spend it wisely. Think about who you're gonna buy. Think about how the players you're interested in will improve the team. If there are any negative parts, for example, something which I think if a negative for Malinowski, I think Malinowski will be great. But Mourinho needs to also pick out the negatives for every player. A negative for Malinowski, for example, is that many of the position he plays right now is not the position we need. We've got Pellegrini, we've got Mkhitaryan, we've got Zaniolo. So right now, Malinowski can't be our priority. Something else to do is to listen to kind of cover the gaps which we need to cover the most. Which right now, I would say it's the defense. Another big deal is Smalling, because I think Smalling, especially in these last couple of matches, is weird. Is a very weird player. He turns up to some, he just bottles the other. So Smalling earns quite a high wage. Selling Smalling would be needing to find another centre back. Right now I would say keep Smalling, but the fact that Smalling is coming also towards the end of the career, I would keep him for at least one other year. Then I would think about selling him. I think we need to think about the future as well. And this is why Tammy deal this summer was great. Because we went from someone like Dzeko, who was coming towards the end of a career, who is 34 years old if I'm not wrong, and we bought Tammy, who is basically younger, has basically amazing stats over the course of the first season at Roma. He's got incredible stats. Coming from a completely different league, from a completely different country, he's been incredible. And I would say that the Tammy deal has been absolutely phenomenal, and that deserves a clap. From everyone, from Thiago Pinto, from Mourinho asking him, and everyone, because having got Tammy Abraham, if he keeps on with his records, means that we don't need to think about buying a first striker for at least another 5 years. Yes, there is something to say, which is that Chelsea have a buy-up clause, I think, in 2026, if I'm not wrong, which basically says that Chelsea can get Tammy back in 2026, but they need to give like £80 million to Roma. So, I do think for at least another 4 years we've got Tammy up front. If he keeps on with his stats, I think it's unbelievable. It's something to reflect on, because having this amount of money coming from the Friedkins, which, it's not 100% confirmed, but it's basically there. The Friedkins need a reaction. They are going to offer $100 million. They're going to put $100 million into Roma this summer for the transfer market and to improve the team. Because next season, yes, this is a construction year. Next season, it's not a construction year. Next season, if we buy good players and we fail, then we're fucking screwed. Next year will not be a copy, a control V of this year. Next year things need to completely change. But for that to happen, we need good players. Because if we don't buy good players, if we don't sell bad players from our team, we present ourselves to next season with the same exact team. And that is something Mourinho's not asking. And if Mourinho doesn't get at least 2 of the players he wants, if he remains with these players, then there are high risks of Mourinho leaving the team, because he wants confirmations from the Friedkins. He needs, yes, not all the players he asks for will happen, but he needs a limit to this. Some of the players which Mourinho asks for need to happen. And this is where the $100 million which the Friedkins are investing in Roma this summer will be fundamental. Will be fundamental, and I cannot emphasize this more. Tammy's buyback is valid in 2023, which is not far away. It's in a couple of years. So, I'm scared because Tammy's performing well. He's performing way better than Lukaku. So, I'm very scared. I don't want Tammy to get back to Chelsea. But, we'll see what the future holds. Right, let's read some comments. Situation is this right now. I think you need an incredible dribbler that's unselfish and can trade loads for Tammy. What do you think? I think that's an option. I think we definitely need someone who creates, because apart from Zaniolo, who creates most of the time, yes, Zaniolo has limits of him being selfish, but Zaniolo was very missed on Sunday against Sassuolo, and I think, I might be biased here, I couldn't care less. I love Zaniolo, and Zaniolo can't leave. But we definitely need another one, especially if Mkhitaryan, leaves. This is fantastic news. I love the Friedkins, Pinto, and Jose. The club is in good hands, says Eddie Pegas. What for you need them to speak? Just provide the cash to buy proper players. Yeah, that's what they need to do. But, that's not only what they need to do. Because the Friedkins, or the owners of this club, they can't lay all the responsibilities on Thiago Pinto and Mourinho, because they're not the owners. You have got the responsibilities of buying a non-rich club who will live ups and downs. You will also take responsibilities of speaking up in front of the fans when this team needs support. Because, otherwise it's too easy to blame Thiago Pinto. That's Thiago Pinto's fault. What can I do? Vina wasn't a waste of money. He's a good player. He's 23. He's decent. It was cheap too. Great signing in my opinion. We know he's really... what I'm saying, yes, Vina's not a waste of money, but we can all agree that it could have been better, If you see what I mean? He's not, against Sassuolo, he was my man of the match, I'm not necessarily saying we wasted, what? How much did we buy him? That amount of money for him. But at the same time, I do think there could have been better options, So, if Vina, I think Vina will have a great, I can't stress it enough, growth with Spinazzola back. I think they're two very similar players. Both care a lot on the attack, less on the defensive section. I think Vina can learn a lot from Spinazzola. Spinazzola news, it's becoming a mystery. I really don't have updates anymore. I think it's right ambition and determination from the owners. When they look at United and Spurs, they realize that Jose was right all along. So they must back him and make sense to do so. Jose has the best vision in football, in my opinion. He can spot talents and want to sign so well. Tammy Abraham has been incredible. He's a beast and a great striker. Sorry, keep Shimarado his backup striker. He's still new in Smalling. Sell cars up ASAP. Verity and sadly Zaniolo for good money. But centre back a Ninja. Yeah. You see. I'm getting you guys to Ninja back. As I said, I'm not going to talk about Nainggolan. If you want to know about Nainggolan, go and watch yesterday's live stream. But God, I would love Nainggolan to be back. Not because of the talent he could bring, because he is coming towards the end of his career, but for something else. Mentality. Did you see that Roma are in contact with Ronaldo? To be honest with you, do we really need Ronaldo? That's probably fake news. If you're baiting me or something, I don't know. if you're joking or not. But even if it were real, he's too selfish. He earns too much money to come for this club, and he's too selfish. You know? He is, I think, a big reason of why so many players at Manchester United are selfish. Rashford has become one hell of a greedy bastard. You know, so yes, he's great, best footballer of all time. Not all time, but you know, I definitely prefer him over Messi if you ask me. I'm definitely a Ronaldo guy, but at the same time, do we really need him? That's the question. I agree. We still expect from Vina. We want more consistency. That's true. He's good but inconsistent. But he's young. I agree. Just need Abraham to wake up. Abraham's probably the one who's the least asleep right now. I think he's probably the only player which we can't blame in this period. He won't count a club that doesn't win trophies. Yeah, we don't need him. We don't need that. I would much rather. You know what? This might be one hell of a big statement. I would much rather want Nainggolan for £2 million to be back than Ronaldo spending God how much money for Ronaldo, all his wages and stuff. I would much rather want Nainggolan to be back. Much. I'd love Nainggolan to be back. I would absolutely love it. But yeah, lads and lasses, I'll catch you tomorrow for another live stream. Subscribe if you're new. Look at that, we can't get 2 subscribers. Get 2 subscribers. I know you're watching this and you're not yet subscribed. Please smash the subscribe button. Smash the like button as well as soon as it becomes a video. And comment in the comments your good impressions of this. Because the Friedkins are, as new entries here, are basically 99% confirmed. Giving $100 million this summer to Roma to invest in the transfer market. So comment in the comments what you think about that. Follow me on Instagram at @LauraSchoolTheSalmon and subscribe to my second YouTube channel all about travel and travel vlogs. Link is in the description below. And yeah, 2 subscribers away from 2K. Get it done ASAP. And I will catch you tomorrow. Simon out.